welcome back to Resistance Chicks. It is May 9th, 2017. We want to take you back to France. We want to cover more of what has happened during the French election. Who are these crazy people?
See, in the French election, it wasn't... Macron got 65% of the vote, but you have to break that down. 12% literally spoiled their ballots. And when I say they spoiled their ballots, they literally just kind of scribbled on them. No, I don't want to vote for either party, okay? Then you have these like anarchists, these fascists on the left, who they're the ones that have been in the streets, have been catching police on fire, and France is not a whole country right now.
They're very divided.
And I wanted to bring you a couple of these videos.
This is what happened
Monday after the election. Sometimes you just have to wonder, why are people just in the streets? What do they hope to accomplish? You know? But there definitely is a sense of unrest.
That's a good one.
Unruliness. Normal. I think there was 100 or 150 arrests or something.
When you feel so strongly about something and you don't have power to do anything, then you just kind of explode. A
lot of this is over labor reform laws, unions and things like that with Macron. So you have a lot of the, you know, I'm guessing they're the anti-fa. I don't know why, honestly. But there's just a lot of unrest, and that's what I wanted to show you guys. There's a couple bit more. Less than 24 hours after being elected, the new president of France, Emmanuel Macron, faced his first street protest organized by trade unions. The protest was organized under the name of the Social Front, which had already staged protests before the second round to show their anger over the choices of candidates between the two, right? So images broadcast from the demonstration showed tense scenes as baton-wielding riot police pushed back against protesters. So a previous protest against the results of the French election have descended into violent clashes with the police, notably the one on May Day with the hooded youth belonging to Black Bloc anarchist group threw petrol bombs at the officers. Monday's meeting had been called by the CGT union not long after the news was announced on Sunday night that the pro-free market, pro-globalization candidate Emmanuel Macron had been elected France's president. Organizers had urged the people to take part of the first social mobilization of Macron's term in office. The banner reads, "Social Front, it is in the street that it can be won." Very few people voted for Macron out of conviction, a protester said. "We are here to show that we will not lie down." The CGT and other leftist unions have called on Macron to overturn last year's controversial labor reforms. So they were in the streets. And there's not
a lot that you're going to accomplish with something like this. It's kind of, unfortunate.
Yeah.
You just feel like you have to do something, and then it doesn't really make a difference. But you feel like, it makes you feel like you did something. It makes you feel like you partook of something that's making some sort of change.
And, I think that this is also what you get when you have a socialist government. And we don't believe in socialism, because when your government grants you labor laws and wages and things like that, you don't have anything taken into your own hand. I want the government out of my life. I want to get on with my life. I don't want the government to set wages or prices.
And here's the thing,
things like that. I want to wake up every day and have my future in my own hands, and I want the government out of my life. I don't want to lean on and knock on the door of some politician for the rest of my life to get their permission to plant things or grow things or make things or sell things. And I'm sick and tired of the government in my life.
Here's the thing. When the government, and it's not the government, it's the people, gives out free things.
You're always going to have this mob mentality, like dogs, to like when you throw out meat and you get a bunch of ravenous dogs.
Right. Instead of the dogs knowing how to go and hunt for themselves, but that's not what I was going to say, even though that's a very valid point. It comes at a cost.
Right.
And that cost is freedom.
Right.
And so, unfortunately, there are so many well-meaning people out there that see that people need health care.
Right.
People need jobs, not jobs, but we believe in provision and in housing, and they need a place to live, they need a place to stay, they need security. We are not arguing with the fact that people need those things. We have a totally different way of coming at it than nationalized healthcare, than nationalized jobs, than nationalized
We've told you this before, and I'm going to pound it into your heads.
No, you're not. You're going to feed it to them like ice cream.
$3 out of every $10 spent in America on social programs actually gets to the people. The other $7 is overhead and government waste down the toilet. It would be much better if we got the government out of social programs and good, well-meaning people started to give, and we started to bang on doors of wealthy saying, listen, you need to give. I'm not going to make it to you, but I'm going to make you feel
social pressure.
Exactly. I'm going to make you feel incredibly guilty if you live in a mansion.
And not just feel guilty, but you have to. Here's the thing that we lack in America.
Is empathy.
When we have empathy, but you do lack it when the government takes all your money. Then you get angry and like, no, I don't want to give anything else because I'm already giving so much to the government. When you put money back into people's hands, and we believe in gold and silver, but for lack of a better word, we'll use the American dollar because that's what we're dealing with right now. But when you put people's money back into their own hands, then they want to give to people. That's what they want to do. Unfortunately, when you take from people, it's kind of like a tug of war.
Right.
If somebody's just pulling the other end of your rope, then you start to pull back. But if nobody's pulling your end of the rope, then you feel free to drop it. You feel free to do whatever you need to do. And so we feel so pressurized. Not pressurized. Pressure. We're gonna blow up. We're very under pressure. But we do feel pressured to give to the government. We have to give to the government. That there's nothing left. Okay, you guys. The government has bled us dry.
I'm sorry. I've been having hiccups all day. I'm sorry. I can't get rid of the hiccups. We feel that here's the stupid hiccups. We feel that the government is the answer to everything. We don't, but the society does.
I know where she's going with this. You do feel like the government is the answer to everything, and so you always go back to that same default answer. Stop it with the hiccups. Your brain creates pathways, right? We all know this is science. And so we have created a society and a youthful generation that says the government gives us stuff, whereas the older generation, and I would venture to say, hold your breath for a minute. She's going to hold her breath and not breathe. I would venture to say, those of you, you just spit on people. Those of us that have older generations around us that have taught us well, we know a time where people just literally wanted to give. Before Social Security, people actually took care of their parents. They didn't rely on them going, this is making great TV. We could stop this any minute, but I think we should keep it. So anyway, when it comes to socialized programs, you guys, this is news. And this is kind of where Resistance Chicks, we really have a leg to stand on because we know Christians. And most people in America, whether they are Christians or not, they call themselves such. And they're good people and they want to give if given the opportunity. You see what happened to Hurricane Katrina. You see all these tragedies where we keep giving to people. That's all right, I'll carry on the whole thing by myself. We keep giving, and unfortunately, like with the Clinton Foundation, a ton of people gave to the Clinton Foundation to help Haiti, and they just used it, and so then we get jaded to the giving. All right, so anyway, we can't carry on like this, can we? With the hiccuping. You're going to have the people be thinking that you, drink.
I had hiccups all day, don't know why, and they just came back.
All right, so we've been been meaning to talk about this for a while because we have the Bernie Sanders people that have such amazing, huge hearts. They want to help people. You want people to have medicine. You want people to have jobs. You want people to have all this stuff. And we are so there with you. Our answers are just different. We believe in the kindness and goodness of people and society compelling people to give, not it making it a law because they need blanket cover everything.
We came from a very wealthy family on both sides. My mom had to move into government housing because she divorced my dad. And my mom was constantly giving. We had like nothing, but if we had a little bit more than somebody else.
My mom has given away cars when literally we had no money. Like we were eating peanut butter and jelly.
But somebody who had something less than us.
We were giving.
Okay, it's kind of like, you know, this. Everybody sits down and you have a couple pieces of pie, right? You recognize over here they don't have any pie.
Right.
So then she takes a little piece of here and says, "Listen, we can live on this. We can kind of survive. You have some, right?" And so that's what she taught. And this is she taught us. But she also taught us willing giving. It's really important that the government, and sorry guys, the government can't step in and
well, while we're on this subject, because we're going to wrap this up because this is getting long and you have the hiccups. But somebody had sent me a message, I think it was Degsy, about the nationalized health care in the UK. And he says, if it was not for the NHS, I wouldn't be here. Thank God for the NHS that you are here. But I pointed out to him that here in the United States, and I don't know what it's like over there in the UK, most of our hospitals are religion-based.
Well, they were founded on religion-based.
We have the Jewish hospital, we have Christ Hospital, we have Bethesda Hospital, okay, and all of these...
St. Luke's.
They're like nuns and things like that. It was a charity-based...
All these hospitals were charity-based. Now the government has actually stepped in. So, like, if you go into a hospital with pre-Obamacare, there's a sliding scale, and if you're dying, they have to make sure that you don't die.
But also, there are programs set up within these charity hospitals, even to this day, that allows them to help out people that have less income. Right. Same thing with our UC hospital, which is kind of a teaching hospital downtown Cincinnati. It's not that great of medicine down there, but it's medicine, and they do have a sliding scale, and so.
So we're going to talk about medicine. We don't have we can't. It's gotten too long on this.
I'm sorry,
but medicine. You guys know where we start. You know where we stand. I'm going to go to the doctor for this.
The hiccups. I could scare you. Ah!
Just show me a picture of Hillary Clinton.
That's not scary anymore.
But
it's just
medicine, like I said, seven out of $10 is wasted, and so we have to eventually, because the money isn't always going to be there. We have to relook at the situation and relook at the system.
Right, and give everybody the opportunity to.
You finish it.
Okay.
Marlon, keep hiccuping.
No, they like to see your hiccups. It's cute.
I can't.
Come on.
No.
I can't go by myself.
You can end it.
I'll do the arm thing again.
You can end it.
So, as Michelle signs off by herself one more time and Leah continues to hiccup in the background, you guys can't get this anywhere else but Resistance Chicks. Okay? We want to make sure that everybody has the opportunity to pursue happiness here in the United States here at Resistance Chicks. We're going to bring you the answers that God has given us to fix our country, and I hope that you guys stick around to see what those are, because I know that you guys want the truth. All right, this is Leah and Michelle signing off for Resistance Chicks, where it is not a conspiracy theory. If it's the truth, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to Mass Faith 3 and Resistance Chicks. Ring the little bell for notifications. Find us on Facebook and follow us on Twitter. We love you. God loves you. God bless.
I don't know how else to get rid of them. I've tried holding my breath.
I was cold all alone. No place for